so wrong.
If this is your first time listening, my name is Becky. I am the Fight Club Bristol podcast host, along with my co-host, Nick, who you will all know as the Fight Club Bristol Central instructor, all-round legend, marketing, sales, all things Fight Club in this region. Nick is your man. He's got it covered. Say hello, Nick.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Becky. How are you?
I mean, I'm all right, actually. We're a new environment today, aren't we, for this little podcast? We treated ourselves to a proper, comfy studio with sofas.
Goodness me, yeah, this is Happy Hour Productions podcast studio, and it is very, very smart. We got plants, we got sofas.
Sofas are better than the ones in my living room,
Yeah,
to be honest.
this is actually better than my own living room.
Yeah, and we're actually like relaxing. So, we're having a lovely little morning, and in our new environment, recording this podcast this morning. But it's all good. But it has been a while, Nick, hasn't it?
It's been a while. I mean, I've got some podcasts to come out. Life gets in the way. Let's just say life gets in the way. I've moved jobs. I've moved house, kind of. Yeah, life just gets in the way. Work has been incredibly busy. You've been incredibly busy. And we just haven't really been able to align to catch up to do this, have we?
No, we haven't. And so it's great to be able to wrap up the year, cover everything off in a nice little roundup before we head into 2025 when, fingers crossed, we will get this back up and running as a regular ting.
Yeah, I mean, we have... To make it clear, we have been out and about, and we'll discuss your instructor journey in a little while.
Yeah.
So we've been working together. You've done a few video interviews.
Yeah,
so
true.
We've done bits and pieces. We just haven't actually managed to find. It's half a day's work to record one of these podcasts by the time we travel and get to wherever we're going and sit down and plan it and do it and record it, and then we have to edit it and get it out. So it's not. We need half a day clear, and it's just life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way, and for me personally, if anyone knows me in Fight Club, it's been a tough old year. Obviously, I won't spill all the beans on this podcast, but let's just say it's been challenging, very, very challenging. So I personally am very much looking forward to wrapping up 2024 and heading into 2025 with a bit more positivity than this year has had. But there have been some positives. So we are going to talk about all the highs from Fight Club Bristol that have happened since our last podcast back in February, and hopefully you'll enjoy listening to it all.
Oh, so wrong.
You're listening to the Fight Club Bristol podcast with Becky and Nick.
So this morning I've been to see a Fight Club instructor in Cheltenham. So do you remember Rory from Fight Club Gloucester?
I do.
So Rory and Fight Club founder Troy are like the oldest of mates. So Rory was teaching Fight Club in Gloucester for a while. Then he's gone off to concentrate on his wellness hub. So it's called the Cheltenham Wellness Hub. So if you're Cheltenham based, maybe stick your head in there. So there was a group having a breakfast club in there this morning.
Nice.
All catching up. They've all got their goals of where they want to be in their life. There's some people in there that are packed in drinking. There's some people in there on a weight loss journey. There's some people in there on a bit of a want to feel better about life. And yeah, really nice, really cool little place. They're in there having a morning breakfast meet. And it was really chilled, really enjoyed it. And I haven't seen Rory for probably 2 years, so it was a really nice little catch-up before I drove down to Bristol this morning.
Was it a Fight Club session as well? Was there like a little taster thing, or was it just different? Was it?
Oh, no, I was just popping in as a guest, just to have a look at what he's doing. I mean,
Is he still teaching Fight Club down there, or?
He's looking at coming back, let's just say that.
Oh, good.
Let's not, hopefully. But he's a qualified Fight Club instructor, he can pick it back up. He teaches martial arts and PT and does all sorts of stuff anyway, so he's still very much involved, but he wanted to concentrate on this wellness hub. So anyway, it was very cool to see that going on.
Nice. So after we recorded our last podcast in February, we were in the lead up to one of the biggest Fight Club events we've done in Bristol, of course at Fight Club's home here, Trinity, and the one and only legend that is Roni Size was on the lineup. Like, first of all, that was a massive that was a massive deal for us here in Fight Club. Everyone was super excited about having Roni Size on the bill, and it was an amazing event along with Sober Spaces as well. So it was brilliant. I think it's probably one of my favorite ones so far. It was so good. But Nick, I'll let you elaborate on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mercury Prize winner Roni Size, alongside obviously our resident DJ Dazee, but those two go way back, Bristol legends.
Absolutely.
You know, you hear the term legend spouted about, but in terms of drum and bass, DJ Dazee, Roni Size, drum and bass, Bristol legends. There's no getting away from it. And full circle of them going, you know, being in Trinity together. They used to host parties back way back when. So just an amazing to have those two along, an absolute privilege to have those two playing. As we said on the last podcast, we were raising money for Sober Spaces, and we managed to raise £2,000 that day. But the hype, I mean, you dealt with the press.
Yeah.
The hype before, during and after that event, it was like nothing I've experienced before.
Absolutely. I mean, managed to get into Bristol 24/7, and also the BBC picked it up. They came down and kind of like checked out the day and reported back on it. And then wasn't it off the back of that, you'll know more about this than I do, but like the hype, as you say, like meant the next event was just like gone like that, wasn't it?
I've never known anything like that. Did I tell you the Times phoned me on the Tuesday?
Oh.
So I got interviews by the Times. I don't know if it went out. I don't know. But yeah, they called me. I was just like, wow, this is a bit weird. The afterburn after that event, I'm not even joking. It took me 10 days to catch up on that. There just inquiries coming in, stuff coming in, people getting in touch, the photos, the videos, the this, the that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. It was such a great. It was a great event. It was the biggest healthy rave event outside of London in history. Just everything. And it's just everything. It ran brilliantly. What I will say is big ups to our Fight Club team. You were part of that, Becky. You were dealt with the press. As Paul, Bristol Picture. So have a look for Bristol Picture on Instagram and Facebook. Paul was our photographer. He's a Fight Clubber also. And then Agnieszka, Lola, Kim and Andrea. It was a really nice day to see you guys just taking care of business, really. I had a really easy day off the back of you guys taking care of everything, running that event. Yeah, it was wicked. And Jez Elder as well, obviously.
Yeah. She did the warm-up, didn't she?
Well, she did a little bit more than that, actually. So Jez did the warm-up, and we worked her quite hard that day, actually. She then came to the attic to our after party, our Fight Club social. She's played a little bit there, and then she opened the Ruffneck Ting Club night that evening as well. So we had our first Fight Club DJ on a club night lineup.
Nice.
So she was open that night as well.
Nice.
And then we had Dazee down there playing later on in the evening, and MC Chickaboo, which was amazing, and then Euthonic.
Cool.
Really great day. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people came in, and thoroughly enjoyed it.
And was that all caught? We've got the video footage. Was that Faris again?
Yeah, so Vision by Faris. So Faris has become our sort of our resident videographer. He did a really great job. So there's some recap videos out there. So yeah, check them out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I left yourself and Kim, brand new, freshly qualified instructors in charge in March while I disappeared off on holiday. How was it?
You did indeed, Nick. And I think it was. Do you know what? It was fine. It went well. And after I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I did my original Fight Club instructor training. And then came COVID. I had a baby, all of these things. As soon as I started doing Fight Club, I knew this is a bit of me. I want to be an instructor. I've always wanted to be an instructor of a fitness class. And it seemed to me that I'd finally found my calling. But then, as we said at the beginning of this, life gets in the way, and we had like massive worldwide events. Plus, I had a kid, and all of these things got in the way. So I think eventually this year, finally, we got chucked in the deep end and had to cover you while you went on holiday, and that was that. And so now, yeah, it was brilliant. It was great, and it was. It's just great to get going on it. It really was.
Yeah, it's not easy. I remember doing it myself, and obviously like mentoring you guys over the line. You use your voice for a living. Kim doesn't, but she has a lot of history with drum and bass. But it's not an easy gig, is it? It's
not at all, no. I mean, like you just said, I'm comfortable speaking on a microphone. I'm comfortable just talking for a living. But then when you're combining that with trying to like deliver combinations, and you're in front of loads of people, and everyone's looking at you, waiting for you to tell them what to do next. And you're like, don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this podcast, but I'll say bloody hell. So you're like, bloody hell, what am I doing? And so I think when me and Kim, when we first started, we went in there and certainly I had, we'd written up all the combos in like massive capital black marker pen letters, got my Sharpie out, wrote it all, blue tacked it on the wall all around like where I was. And then of course when you start moving around, you're like, I actually can't see like what. So you quickly learn that actually you can't do that. But we went in and, I've gone from then March to now December, going in with everything stuck on the walls, capital letters, massive, terrified, to now, just having a little notebook and just having a quick check and like being able to think on my feet and throwing different combos in based on how much time I've got left and things like that. And it's amazing. Like, it needed to happen at some point. So thank you, Nick, for throwing us in the deep end like that. And then, and we've been teaching ever since, haven't we? Yeah.
And now you're teaching a regular slot each through the week. So it's really great to have you two on board. I mean, like probably of all the people, yourself and Kim, sort of, it's a natural progression for you to come into that role. I mean, you're still participants, you still enjoy it, but you're also working on it now. You're qualified to teach it. So it's a really, I've said this on podcasts that we've done before, that it's a really lovely part of it, especially for me to see you guys coming in, and now you're, and then one day, hopefully, you'll pass that on to the next person. And so on and so forth. It moves along. So, yeah, I've really enjoyed the whole process of seeing you guys come through and starting to thrive as well. Yeah, not just getting it. There's different stages. You're just getting it over the line when you start out. Then you start to put your own little twist on it, and then you sort of get comfortable with it and start to enjoy it. And I think you're there now where you're starting to.
Yeah, I think it's at the stage now where I'm not like self before a class, to be honest. Got to swear at some point. But no, I think when me and Kim started, also we did lack a lot of confidence, and we would go back to back. So Kim would teach, we would each, I think I was teaching the first part of the warm up, Kim would teach the second part, and then we'd alternate throughout the class. And now we're teaching classes on our own. So we have actually come quite a long way in a short space of time, considering also when we started teaching in March, we were only teaching one class per month. It was the last Saturday. Was it the first or the last Saturday of every month? I can't even remember now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was the last Saturday of every month. And also we started teaching through like the summer festival season. There was always a festival on, but me and Kim would always teach a Fight Club class on the last Saturday of the month. And we would, go back to back. And now we are now teaching every Saturday, but taking turns on our own. So there's been quite a few socials as well this year. So as well as all the events and all the classes and instructing and all these other things, the day-to-day, Nick has been amazing at putting together some Fight Club socials for all the people that come along regularly. Unfortunately, I've missed out on the majority of these because 2024 has seen my life imploding. We can laugh now. But talk me through some of these events, Nick. Make me feel, gutted that I missed them even more.
Yeah, so we had a few trips out actually. We've been lucky to be invited to a few bits in a social capacity, a few guest lists and bits and pieces. We went to 30 years of Dread recordings at Central Warehouse. There was a big gang of fight clubbers popped down there. Great night.
Was that Ray Keith?
Ray Keith. Yeah.
Just see my face.
It was absolutely
gutted.
Brilliant day. Yeah, just phenomenal. Great. Troy came down for that actually.
Nice.
As well. Yeah, that was a really, really decent night. Central Warehouse is I think it's finished now, It's been evolving and I think it's finished and the sound is really good in there now. And yeah, thoroughly great night. So yeah, a heap of us went down to that. There was a Saturday in April where we did LA Combat, where we do Fight Club Bristol week to week. They ran an open doors studio session. So we did that. Then we all jumped in our cars, a big load of us, and we headed up to Swindon for an outdoor spring session. It was a lovely, lovely day. DJ XD was playing at that. I did a little bit of instructing at that as well. That was really nice. So yeah, we went from one event in Bristol and then we all jumped in the car and we spun up to Swindon outdoors. It was the first nice day of the year. And
I remember seeing that. See, I did the Bristol bit. We did the little taster session at LA Combat and then you guys all went off and I just saw all the lovely sunny footage. We were outside for it, weren't you? The punch bags were outside.
It was incredible. It was April.
It looked lush.
But the weather was just blue sky, sun, bit of tunes. It was like, what's not to love, really?
Lovely day out.
So, I really enjoyed that that trip up to Laura's site at Swindon. Yeah, it was really great.
The list goes on of all the events that I missed out on this year. Nick, not bitter about that at all. Tell us about the next one, Symphonica, back in April.
Well, to be fair, you did miss out. I've got to be honest.
Just rub it in.
I'm going to rub it right in. You did miss out on some good bits and pieces.
Outrageous.
There. So April, there was a few fight clubbers knocking about this. So the Marble Factory, it was Symphonica, History of Drum and Bass, featuring Mr. Switch. Now that might just sound like another night out, another D&B orchestra thing. I was absolutely astonished with that. So we obviously went to Fabian Groovewriter.
Yeah.
Rider, Outlook Orchestra. Mm-hmm. Was that Harbour?
Harbour Fair. Yeah, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yes, down there in Bristol. So going to an indoor version of that, and I was thinking, well, can anybody, get up there with that?
Yeah.
As I said on this podcast, they set the bar so high. Is it worth anybody trying? But goodness me, Mr. Switch. Mm-hmm. So you got an orchestra.
Yeah.
But but more so than when we saw Fabian Groover on the Outlook Orchestra, the DJ is very much centre stage. So he's at the front. And the orchestra accompany the DJ. Yeah. More so than the other way around, like we saw. And Mr. Switch, I think he's like some DJ world champion. And
right.
I've never seen anything quite like it. Phenomenal. 2 hours, he was scratching, sampling, doing this, doing
really?
that.
Because I've been to History of Drum and Bass events before, like in same venue, actually, Marble Factory, right? And I went last year or the year before, and I don't actually remember who it was, but it was much more like focused on the vocalist and the musicians. And it sounds interesting that you've seen it the other way around.
So they had vocalists and the orchestra, and it was fantastic, but it sort of centered around Mr. Switch. So look up Mr. Switch. It is absolutely incredible. And I was kind of, I'm a bit of a nerd with this stuff. So I was really concentrating on what was going on. I was thinking, he's just chopping these samples in. But no, he's performing everything live. So he was scratching these samples in live. He was everything was done live, and he was sort of, there was a conductor, but it was like he was conducting it. It was absolutely incredible to see somebody for hours. It went, it was a really good long show, really great vibe. It was stacked out, sounded great. So what a really great night out. So I thoroughly recommend Symphonica, Mr. Switch. If you can go and see that, then do so, because it was pretty reasonably priced, if I remember rightly as well. And the Marble Factory of Motion. So what do you know about that? You're a Bristol girl. It's all looking a bit...
Motion's, it's all looking a bit touch and go, isn't it, at the moment for Motion? Yeah, so just going a bit further into the Motion thing, it is currently, their lease is due to expire in July 2025, and they've been fighting with the council to keep it open, but there's just so much uncertainty that it's at the moment it's not looking likely. They've just said economic pressures, changing regulations, and social factors have all impacted on it. And I guess if you've seen all the development around Bristol Temple Meads, which is where Motion is, this is all going to be playing into it. So it would be such a massive shame to say goodbye to Motion. It has had so many amazing, massive DJs, so many, like the Chemical Brothers, Chase and Status, Andy C, like loads of drum and bass acts, as well as loads of other famous DJs from other genres and gigs. It's just been such a massive part of Bristol culture for a long time, and it would be very, very sad to see it go. You're listening to the Fight Club Bristol podcast with Becky and Nick. Now, another date in the diary that sadly I missed was the Hackney Festival, the yearly event in May. It's one of my best mates' birthdays, so unfortunately I just kind of miss it every year. My goal is for next year, though, to persuade her that that's what she wants to do for her birthday and drag her along with me. That's the plan.
So it's become a bit of a pilgrimage for fight clubbers and half marathon runners. So Hackney Moves Festival features fitness brands and all types of fitness, and the sort of famous Hackney Half Marathon. So we headed there. Loads of people from all across the country, as per usual. The tent takeover and then the main stage takeover with Fight Club resident DJ Troublesome, and then something a little bit different you might be interested in. So we hooked up with a beatboxer called Kimmy BeatBox. So if you check out Instagram, Kimmy BeatBox. And for the first time ever, we had a Fight Club workout done to a DJ and a beatboxer together. Mm-hmm. And then we switched the DJ off, and they taught Fight Club to a standalone beatboxer.
Nice. I can't even imagine that. I don't know if I saw any footage of that.
Yeah, there's some footage on...
Where can people see that so that they can envision it?
On our YouTube channel and on our Instagram, Fight Club Bristol.
Oh, okay. I'll have to have a little scout about.
Yeah, it was really great, actually. So, yeah, she was really good fun. Yeah, it was all just done ad lib on the day, right in the moment.
Respect.
And it was, it was brilliant fun. So that was certainly my takeaway from the Hackney Moves Festival this year.
Nice. So the next event that happened that I was actually in attendance at, thankfully, because it was so much fun. I think some of them, the most fun, one of my favorite events of the year, actually. And it was really, 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 really hot that day. And we were under a tent and it was outside, and it was in collaboration with Vinyl Destination at Dare 2 Club here in Bristol. The DJs were brilliant. Everyone was loving it. Everyone was like bang up for it. The DJs, the promoters, everyone that went down there. And it was, it was just great fun.
Another first for Fight Club, actually, I believe. First vinyl-only Fight Club event. And so Vinyl Destination, we hooked up with them to host a healthy rave in the morning, collaborated with them to share the space, and then we attended their day party in the afternoon. But yeah, DJ Relentless and DJ Twisted DJ'd the session for us. And as Becky said, all on vinyl. Just as nature intended. Yeah, it was so cool, wasn't it?
It was so fun. It was much better. It exceeded my expectations. I thought it was brilliant. Like, you know, there's no, you know, tricks and, there's no like, there's no trickery. It's just like straight up vinyl, massive tunes.
And fair play to them. They did a really great job because, doing 2 hours of Fight Club on vinyl, there's no hiding away. They did a fantastic job of mixing for us and keeping the tunes rolling through that. And they played some absolute classics. It was really great.
The energy was immense that day.
It really was great, wasn't it? And I sort of, it was nice.
Can we do that again next year, please?
We ought to look at doing that again.
Yes, please.
Because it was really quirky and different. And then in the afternoon, my favourite DJ who I'd never seen before, DJ Rumble. So he's a well-established vinyl DJ. He does loads of streams. So check out DJ Rumble. He streams, I think, on a Sunday, vinyl only. But yeah, really great, vinyl only. And thank you very much to Ben and Calvin from Vinyl Destination. It was a really great day. All together a great day, and let's try and look at doing that again.
So then in June, you went down to the Recovery Festival at Trinity. That was alongside Bristol Drugs Project, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just had a static stand there. It was really great to go down there and see what they were doing. They had a stage outside. They had various bits and pieces going on, some workshops, some meetings, everything really. It was a really nice day. It was boiling hot. Absolutely scalding hot down there. But yeah, what a great afternoon. Actually, some really great food, really great music. And we saw some of the guys from Sober Spaces, also Sober Wolf Boxing, who we run into occasionally around Bristol. So yeah, all in all, a great day. And a load of Fight Clubbers came down actually, and it was nice to see everybody had a really nice chilled day there and enjoyed ourselves. Actually,
sounds good. Did you sign up any new participants from that?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah,
nice work.
Got a few people, met some really great people that are obviously in recovery, which I didn't know about. Kept running into people. I was like, oh, I didn't know. So it was really, really nice day actually.
So in July there was RIP Fitness, which is a bit of a yearly one, isn't it?
Yeah, we make a trip up there every July to the RIP Fitness Weekender. It's always a good vibe up there. Really great fun. Packed out sessions, just one session after another, going on all day. So yeah, as always, really enjoyed that.
Then there was a festival series, Bedford, Brighton.
Yeah, Bedford, Brighton, Elephant and Castle, so Ellie Fest, Brighton Sports Festival and Bedford River Festival. So yeah, we had Fight Club appearances, stage takeovers at all of those. So various people around the country were taking care of doing appearances in this festival series that we put together. So yeah, it was a really great summer actually, really, with Hackney kicking it all off, and then these festival appearances just rounding the summer off nicely.
And then one of my own personal highlights of this year, and I didn't even know anything about this because I don't even listen to this show regularly. So Ramesh Ranganathan does a show on a Saturday afternoon on BBC Radio 2, and our very own Kim, instructor, called in. Ramesh does this part of the show every week. It's a phone in, which is Pitch Your Passion. And I didn't even know. Kim only told me this on the morning. I think we were teaching Fight Club that morning. She's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm on Radio 2 at lunchtime." I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I didn't know anything about it. And then she did an absolutely brilliant job of pitching her passion to Ramesh Ranganathan. So two people call in and they've got like, was it 30 seconds or 40 seconds to pitch their passion, basically just talk about what it is they love. And Ramesh will then decide, and I think the audience decide, who wins basically. And just came out of nowhere.
Where did that come from?
I do not know. Kim had obviously, I think Kim told me that she'd been listening the week before, and Romesh had said, you know, if you want to pitch your passion, she'd heard the feature, and she was like, right, this is a bit me. And so she wanted to pitch Fight Club, and bloody good, amazing job that she did.
She didn't just pitch her passion. I think she worked on it all week.
She worked on it all week. She literally put together, like, it was a poem, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was like a long form.
She put bars together.
She put some bars down. It was incredible. And maybe it was 60 seconds. I don't know. But however long it was great. Kim did such an incredible job. And she went up against someone who what was the other person pitching?
Pygmy goats.
Pygmy goats. I mean, Fight Club wins all day long, doesn't it? I mean, pygmy goats are cute. I mean, but then I was a bit worried when I was listening. I was thinking, hang on a minute, people love animals, don't they? Oh, the pygmy goats are going to bloody win, aren't they? But Romesh loves, like, Romesh is a bit of a hip hop head, isn't he? And like kind of,
I think so, yeah.
Bit of drum and bass, and he really appreciated Kim's effort, and I think he was behind Fight Club all the way. I said to Kim, you want to have a word with this producer and do Rob versus Romesh? Well, you know, have you ever watched the series that they do together?
No, but I heard about
it's amazing.
This. Yeah,
So Rob and Romesh do a series. If you've never watched it, it's on Sky. They do a series, Rob and Romesh versus, and they've signed up to do all kinds of different things, like Rob and Romesh, like dressed in drag. They've done Formula One. They've done they've done magic. They've done all kinds of different things. And I said to Kim, have a word with the producer off air and just say, like, listen, here's an idea for Rob and Romesh, because they could come. I would love it if those guys were challenged to come and deliver a Fight Club session, like on stage. You know, one of them, you know, is DJing, the other one's, you know, teaching the class or something. Anyway, this was my own personal view. I thought she should have done that. But anyway, don't think she had the time. But what she did do was an amazing job, like singing the praises of Fight Club in rhyming bars. And blew us all away. Well done, Kim.
And she hasn't got past the fingers in the raving pies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Romesh said, I don't know what he asked her something about it. And she was like, you got to keep your fingers in the raving pies. Something like that.
In a very Bristolian accent,
yeah,
which
exactly.
is just like, she's not got away from that since.
No,
so,
I know.
Yeah, that was...
It's true though, Kim. You got to keep your fingers in the raving pies.
Yeah, so big ups to Kim for sort of representing Fight Club on the national stage like that, and doing such a great job. So yeah, Fight Club took the win. But it's on Instagram and YouTube if you want to have a listen to that. It was we've cut that all together for you to have a listen to.
Yeah, brilliant. So rounding out the summer in August, there was another Sober Spaces club night, which we collaborated on, didn't we?
Yeah, so, you know, heading after the event and raising some money for Sober Spaces, it was lovely to go along and be a little part of Sober Spaces club night. DJ Jezelda, our Fight Club Bristol resident DJ, she was on the lineup for that, alongside Nicky Blackmarket as per. And what was really interesting was Dazee and Joe Peng, two Bristol legends, laid black, isn't it, Joe Peng? And really great to see them perform.
And that was at Basement 45, wasn't it?
Yes, Basement 45 again. And again, like the last time we talked about it, really great night in there. Really nice to see people. I actually spoke to a guy outside, and this sort of puts it all in perspective a little bit. This guy came outside to the smoking area, and he was dripping in sweat, right? Because this is something he had shorts on. He was absolutely dripping in sweat. And I got chatting to him, and he hadn't been out for 4 years. So he's like, obviously, like a bit of a raver back in his time. You know, gone sober or clean or whatever he was doing, and this had facilitated him to go out for the first time in 4 years. So it was really great to see just little stories like that, and just seeing people enjoying themselves in a different environment, but with all the sort of DJs that we love, you know.
Amazing. I'm definitely going to have to make a beeline for one of those in 2025. Get myself actually out. But after that, we put on the event at Basement 45, didn't we? Well, you put on an event at Basement 45. Nick, you did an amazing job putting together the first ever Fight Club participant takeover. So I was involved, Kim was involved as new instructors, Jake Tendo DJing alongside Jezelda, Kaz was singing, Have I missed anyone?
No, Laura.
Laura, of course, OG Fight Club instructor who set it up here in Bristol however many years ago. 7 years ago?
Yeah, I guess it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Laura came down and taught a bit of that event, but you put it all together. So I'll let you tell us about it.
Yeah, the first Fight Club participant takeover. So a participant takeover, I don't know what it is because no one's ever done it before. But in my head, it's bringing talent that are participants and delivering them as a Fight Club package, basically. And it's really, I've said it on here before, but being able to see people coming into Fight Club as a participant and then either bringing a talent in, whether that's behind the scenes, doing a bit of admin or working on an event or doing what you're doing. You know, you've done some advertising work for us. You've done some press work for us. I know it's what you do for bread and butter, but you're bringing in your talents into it. And now you've sort of gone out of your comfort zone into being a Fight Club instructor. Mm-hmm. Kim's come in as a raver into somebody who enjoys fitness, into now being an instructor and running, helping us run events and stuff like that. So there's all these little sort of bits and pieces and entities of people coming in with their talents. And it was really great to bring Kaz in as a vocalist. So she's a keen Fight Club participant and now she's, become a vocalist for us. It's just really great. She did a bit of singing at a social that we had a little while ago, and she's been, I don't know, semi-retired for a little while. So she's coming back into it, and it's one of my favourite parts of it is seeing people coming in like I was a participant and became part of it. You guys were participants, and now you're doing bits and pieces. Yourself and Kim and Jess and Jake are earning a little bit of money out of Fight Club, so you can kind of make it what you want it to be, and and that's a really enjoyable part of what we do. So putting on showcasing the talent all in one spot, sort of telling the story of Laura starting it, me becoming an instructor, me taking it over, mentoring you guys, and then, different bits of talent, Jake and Jess and Kaz coming along and just being able to put that all together, showcase it all and just have a really relaxed, enjoyable day. Watching you guys hosting it, I mean, it was all right for me. I was piping slippers and put my feet up, really. I didn't have to do much, so because you guys were taking care of it.
Yeah, I must say, and you did a lot of filming as well after that as well, getting interviews with everyone. And one of the things that I've loved, and also I think is one of the good things about Fight Club is, Jake, who's been one of my best friends since we were 13 years old. We went to school together in Wales. And he was the first person that got me into drum and bass. He was DJing when he was 14, and I remember him playing me tunes around his house. And and we went to like when we were really young, we'd go to free parties and things like that. Things in barns, when you grew up in Wales, random huts in fields and all of that. And all credit to Jake for getting me into drum and bass in the first place. And then come full circle, we're now both 40, and now he's, in Bristol. I've got him along to Fight Club, and now he's loved it, and he's now DJing at the events. So it's just goes to show it's getting everyone involved, isn't it? And everyone's got a little story behind it, and it's love it.
It's something I enjoy probably more than any of it, if I'm perfectly honest. Is just seeing that exactly the little story of you and Jack. Actually, So I did watch the interviews. Nobody else has seen them yet. Yours and Jake's is a nice story. There were some really great interviews we took on the day of the participant takeover. So we sat down with some participants, new and old, and they just sort of had a little chat about Fight Club. And they are everything from quite sort of emotive through to quite funny, through to it was really interesting. I can't wait. We're actually putting it all together into a mini documentary. So, look out for that. It's well in the works, that one. Should be over the line shortly.
Yeah, and a big thanks to Faris again for all of that.
Yeah, VBF Media or Vision by Faris on Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, check out Faris's work. So yeah, Faris, I just saw him on Instagram and said, look, do you want to come down and have a look at this? Have a look at one of these healthy rave events? Maybe do a few bits. And now he's right on the firm. So he's done some really great stuff for us. So yeah, give Vision by Faris a follow on Instagram. And we've got Hey, It's Me, Becky G on Instagram. We got Kimstagram. Check
with a
that
Y,
out.
Kimstagram with a Y.
Kimstagram with a Y. Then we got Jake Tendo, who is the founder of Dub Tendo.
So if you've ever been to Boomtown Festival, you'll know all about Dub Tendo.
Yeah, did he go to a Dub Tendo thing actually last weekend? And
yeah,
love it. If you enjoy gaming or you just want to go to a fun music experience, then try a Dub Tendo event. It is nothing but 100% good fun.
Yeah.
Really great. So, check out Jake Tendo, Dub Tendo, Jez Elder, and Siren, which I think is PSREN. So Siren is Kaz's band. So vocalist Kaz is Siren, and I think it's Ivy Cairo on Instagram. So, yeah, check out the participants. And as always, Basement 45 never fails to deliver.
Oh, so wrong.
Off the back of the participants takeover in September, which was a big event for all of us, then we were rolling straight into preparing for the next big event at Trinity, weren't we, in November?
Indeed, we were, yeah. Yes, it seems to come around much quicker than I imagine it's ever going to. You think, oh, March, it's a long way till November, but suddenly we were there again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just again, a back-to-back sold out double event again. I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. I think might have been even more people at this one than there was at the February Roni Size one. I think there might have been more people.
It was absolutely rammed. It was rammed, but we had DJ SS on the lineup for this one, as well as Dazee, of course, and Jake Tendo actually did the warm up for this. Big up yourself, Jake.
Yeah, so really great to have everybody on board. And as you said, yeah, I mean DJ SS, he's done quite a few fight clubs. He's just really great fun to have around. He's always a good artist to have on board with a fight club event. He's a pretty easygoing guy, to be honest. I was very lucky to catch up with him and Dazee to record a little chat about a few bits and bobs after that. That was really interesting to listen to. So that'll be going out shortly. I was quite interested in what they had to say about their sort of history and how they feel things are going in the D&B industry at the moment. I mean, I didn't really sort of intend to have a sort of interview like that, but suddenly it sort of went that way. But yeah, it was really great to hear what they actually met. So they played on the first time they ever played on the same lineup together was on that stage.
What, in Trinity?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
30 odd years ago.
There you go.
So that was another nice little sort of coming together of a meeting of the minds. And they were reminiscing a little bit about, 30 years ago, both on a lineup. Dazee booked him for a Ruffneck Ting party.
Oh,
and that's where they first would have, been on the same lineup. So that was quite a nice little bit of fun.
Yeah, that's nice. And there was a couple of things that we did that were done kind of differently as well at that event. So one of which was, we sadly lost DJ Randall this year, not too long ago, really, at the end of summer. And so there was an amazing tribute to Randall.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's so difficult to know how to express people's sadness or disappointment in that news. It's very difficult to know how to respectfully do something or say something for the passing of somebody, you know, with the stature of him in D&B. So we decided we would give him a Fight Club send-off in Trinity. You know.
Because it was 12 months before that he was actually on the lineup, right? Was it March? Sorry, it was November, wasn't it? Last year that Randall was behind the decks.
Exactly that, yeah. He's paid for Fight Club a number of times. So, you know, we were really disappointed. Everybody, you know, everybody in the team at Fight Club, Troy especially, everyone around the scene really.
I think, and everyone in Bristol as well, because, you know, Randall was based here and it just was, a lot of people were devastated.
I will say, you know, nobody made the job look easier than Randall.
No, I know.
He SS spoke about him in that interview after, and he sort of summed it up pretty well. But yeah, nobody did the job better.
Yeah.
Nobody made it look easier. He just did his thing. And I think the only way you can look at it is we were very fortunate to all enjoy him.
Absolutely.
And especially to be able to enjoy him at Fight Club as well. We were very fortunate to enjoy him, and we just have to look at it in that way. You know, how lucky have we been to enjoy somebody like him for decades, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah, DJ SS stepped up and played his lighter tune, and we had, you know, all the phone torches lit up. We did a Too Hot to Handle send off. Troy pulled that one together.
Yeah,
and,
it was brilliant.
It was a really, really lovely moment, and hopefully Randall was looking down and enjoying that.
Yeah, I'm sure. And it'll all be on the video footage, won't it, that Faris will put together. We'll be able to see all of that on Instagram. Yes.
I mean, you know, to put it in perspective, we weren't... It was a small section of that event was paying our dues to Randall. We had a really great day.
Yeah.
And, we also had... another edition.
Yeah, the other thing that happened was so this event was just after Halloween, right? And Troy taught us all how to do the Thriller dance. So yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I was amazing because I'd been at home. I've got a 4-year-old, and with Halloween having just been and gone, I'd been watching the Michael Jackson Thriller video, like basically on a loop for about a week. And then Troy steps up and he's like, right, we're going to teach everyone the Thriller dance now. And there were some samba dancers came on stage as well. Bristol Samba, is it?
Yes.
And so we were all doing all the zombie moves, and it was so much fun. Something really different.
Yeah, so Evie, so Adele, so Bristol Pitcher, Paul, his wife, Adele, is a samba dancer. Evie, who is the teacher, instructor, class owner, I don't know what you call it in the dance school. So Evie runs Bristol Samba, and she's a really keen Fight Clubber. She comes along when she can and all the rest of it. So we invited them down. So they did a little dance PA to a drum and bass track.
Yeah.
And then they stayed on stage and assisted with the Thriller mass participation experience. Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of people. You couldn't move in there.
It was so fun. Like, I didn't expect it. And there were some people were doing amazing at the dancing.
I know.
Yeah.
So Troy's been doing the Thriller experience for many years.
Yeah.
He's done that many, many times, but I don't think we've ever done it in Bristol.
No, I've never. I went home and I was, you know, showing all the moves to my son. He was loving it. Like.
Oh, and the I've done this before, the Heal the World cool down.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
I've done
that one, but never done the Thriller experience. That was so much fun.
But that was a really again another great successful event, and big ups to all the team again. Same team. You guys all took care of that event, and Jermaine and Joe, they run the reception to get everybody into the event and checking everybody in. So yeah, big ups to everybody who took part on the day. Kevin from Hembury as well. Helen Brighton. Who else brought bags down? Troy, myself. Yeah, it was a really great. It was just a really great day, and it was the smoothest event I've ever been involved in.
That's all the experience of running all these events, and then clicked into place nicely.
Well, I can't take too much credit because, again, I had my pipe and slippers on for that one because you guys took care of most of the stuff for me that day. So, but yeah, people travelled in again from all over the country. It was a really great night.
I just want to give a big up to Carrie from Fight Club Colchester, who performed at that event as well, who led some combos which were challenging but really good. And she's definitely a kind of, as a freshly qualified instructor myself, she's someone to look up to because honestly, like, I don't know how she does it. And she made it really entertaining. She brought in like lyrics from like Eminem and... who else was she spitting bars from? Who did she...
Like Drake, Eminem,
yeah,
I don't know, all
Usher,
sorts of stuff.
Usher, I think it was. Yeah, and it was just, she just made it really entertaining and fun. And also the combos were like challenging. And she gave me a few top tips on the instructor journey. So big ups to Carrie Grant from Fight Club Colchester as well.
Oh, you had a really good chat with Carrie, didn't you? You did an interview with her.
And we've got that to watch as well.
Yes, I'll put that. I will put that out soon. Yeah, that was a really nice chat between the pair of you, and it was great to bring Carrie down. That's the first time she's been down into the Southwest instructing, so that was her Southwest debut. Yeah, it was a bit of an East of England
takeover, wasn't it?
It was the invasion from the East of England. Yeah. So we had Vic Ely and the Ipswich team as well. So we had a Colchester stage takeover, and then we had an Ipswich stage takeover, and we let Troy go in the middle there for a bit.
Yeah, he did a little bit, but I mean, Vic Ely smashed it as always as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, what can you say? Vic was kind of my inspiration when I started out as an instructor. Yeah, I absolutely love the way Vic instructs, and cool as a cucumber, isn't she?
Absolutely cool as a cucumber. Whereas I'm like, Vic Ely's brilliant, cool as a cucumber, whereas, you know, Carrie's like in a different way, like just bringing in all these different things because she's got a dance background. So she's bringing in all these different things and really like complicated like combos and stuff. But, you know, for me, I was just like, that's amazing.
Energy machine.
Absolute energy machine. Yeah.
Like literally. Yeah. Carrie's got this.
Don't know how she keeps going.
This energy just pouring out, and she's only small, isn't she? She's like absolute powerhouse.
I know.
But yeah. I mean, what
so
can
we
you
love
say?
that. We love that.
Whole day was just great success. Absolutely fantastic success.
Nice.
Afterwards, we had our Fight Club social at Lost Horizon. Lovely bit of food. Lovely few drinks. Jake DJ down there for us, and Kaz jumped on the mic for a bit, and lovely little get together. And then a load of them headed down to Trinity to the Dr. Mika show after. So overall, great day.
Don't just put on events at Fight Club, do you? Just roll out a whole day.
Well,
don't do things by halves, do you, Nick?
I must confess that I think we got kicked out of Lost Horizon about 9 o'clock because there was something else on in there. And I got to be honest with you, everybody had a couple of drinks by then and, let's do this. And I just wanted to go home. So I jumped in my van and legged it.
Off you go. Well, I mean, you'd had a busy day. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
Nice, take it down, take the lead. So listen, too hot to handle. DJ Randall, too hot to handle. Too hot to handle. Too hot to handle. Push it up. Too hot to handle. We got too hot to handle. We got too hot to handle. Handle. Mental. Bring it up. Let's roll. Come on. Celebrate. Party. Bring it down. Nice.
So there's been a few changes at Fight Club this year, including like how the membership system works and new classes popping up here and there. And we've recently, well, I say we, Nick, you have recently amalgamated Kevin Sutton Hembury with Bristol Central to give people more classes throughout the week. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, we've just decided with the new Fight Club model, has got a new booking system. We got new technology. Basically, just life gets in the way, as we keep saying. To facilitate being able to expand out and offer more classes, myself and Kevin decided actually, let's amalgamate our two territories, run off one membership base, one booking system, bring yourself and Kim in there. So we've got cover for everything, and it was just much better way of doing it. So we've amalgamated our territories, and it's we've only just done that, but it's really really enjoying that. And,
and you kicked off last week. There was a session over at Kevin's site, wasn't there?
Yes,
in amongst Storm, Dara.
Yes, Dara. Yeah, did your phone go off?
I think everyone's phone went off. I thought we were under attack. I thought we were I thought the nuclear was going to pop off.
Yeah, the world was going to end.
I know, exactly.
Both my phones, even when they're on Do Not Disturb, they do.
I know. And actually, I was teaching last Saturday at LA Combat. I'm surprised that anyone made it with the storm, because everyone was just hunkering down, weren't they? But I think you had a bit more. People were able to make it out at a few more people made it out at 2:00 at Kevin's thing.
Yeah, so Kevin was hosting the first of our Fight Club Jumpstart series. So a Jumpstart series has been hosted about 10 years ago by Fight Club. So we decided to dip our toe in and run a little pilot of that down in the Southwest. So Jumpstart series is a series of Fight Club sessions with a live DJ within a home studio. So this isn't going to Trinity or to Basement 45. This is actually at your own class. Mm-hmm. This is a live DJ session, and the hope is that people will travel between sites. So, they might follow this series around all the sites, regardless of where their home studio is. They might, decide to pop to Henbury or to Bristol Central or to Bedminster or to Bradley Stoke, Thornbury, wherever it might be, Swindon, Chippenham. So we put together this series called the Jumpstart live DJ sessions, and Kevin at Fight Club Henbury had DJ Seb, that's his resident DJ, in to do a session despite all the warnings and storms and whatever else was going on.
Do not leave the house.
So I'll just take you through the dates for the Jumpstart Southwest series. Part 2 will be at Fight Club Bristol Central with Jake Tendo and vocalist Kaz. That is on the 13th of January, LA Combat, Lawrence Hill.
Nice, kicking off the new year.
I know, I'm looking forward to that actually. And bringing Kaz into an actual community weekly class. We haven't done that yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Next up will be part 3 will be at Fight Club Thornbury. That's going to be Natasha and DJ Nikki T. Part 4, this is a good one. We've got part 4 is at Fight Club Bedminster with Marcia Joe Steph and DJ Krabby. Fight Club resident is coming all the way down from Essex to host that one. That is Tuesday the 4th of February.
Cool.
Jumpstart Series Part 5 will be Fight Club Swindon, Laura and DJ XD. Laura's an old hand with running DJ sessions.
Yeah, she is.
DJ XD is an old hand. Like they've got that down. So that'll be a really good one. And then part 6 will be Fight Club Chippenham, I assume, with DJ XD again and Laura. So
nice. So where can people find out more about all this info?
Okay, let's make this very simple and clear and easy for everybody. If you are a member of a Fight Club site in the Southwest, so if you're a member of Swindon, for example, you can book your Swindon and Chippenham sessions with your membership on the booking app, on the Glowfox booking app. If you're a member of Bristol Central and you want to go to the Bristol Central one, just book on the booking app. If you are going to visit another site that is not on your booking app, then just simply head to fightclub.co.uk/events to the main box office where you would buy tickets for Trinity or whatever. You'll see all the sessions on there. So get yourself along. It'd be lovely to see a few people travelling about and enjoying these.
So a little while back, we were very lucky to interview DJ Dazee, myself and Nick. We had a good little sit down, a proper chat with her. And that podcast is going to be coming out in the new year. You're listening to the Fight Club Bristol podcast with Becky and Nick. And we've talked quite a lot about events. We've talked about drum and bass. We've talked about healthy raving. We've talked about sober spaces. We've talked about all these different things. But we're wrapping up the year here, Nick. And a lot of people will be focusing on their health and fitness, especially, come January. It's what everyone does, right? Little refresh.
Yeah.
Well, I actually like leading into the winter. So I've, as I mentioned at the start of this podcast, it's been a bit of a turbulent year for me. And I found myself probably leaning a bit too heavily on the old wine. But come August, I was like, I've had enough of this. I can't do this anymore. So actually, people do go sober for October. I did a cheeky little sober September.
That's right.
I did it. It got to the end of the summer and I was like, do you know what? Can't do this anymore. I need to keep a clear head. I need to sort my life out. Enough's enough. And so, I was well proud of myself. I had a month off the booze, sober September. I mean, I did round it off by going to a massive club night, but swings and roundabouts. It's all about #balance. But I did that for a month, and then also, kind of reined it in October as well. And I'm actually looking forward to doing it again in January. I just definitely think there's something about as we get older, like the booze is just, I don't know about you, but for me, it is making me feel more and more anxious. It's not necessarily the like being able to handle it when I'm out and about. It's the next day, the hangxiety. I don't know. It's just like, it's kicking in like in a way that I've never, ever experienced. I think it's partly to do with what's been going on in my life anyway, but like, it's not doing me any favors. So I will have a few drinks over Christmas and then, go and do full dry Jan, like probably lots of people will. Expecting to focus on the old health and wellness again in January alongside pretty much everyone else probably.
Yeah, I reckon. I don't really drink much nowadays.
No, I know, but that's because you're old.
Well, it's...
But I'm joking. But what I mean is like things that didn't used to affect us. I'm noticing now, I turned 40 this year, I'm noticing significantly how booze, which I've always enjoyed a tipple, haven't I? But it's literally affecting me in ways it never did before.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. So I don't really drink much. Right, I like to go out and have a bit of a night out. But I went to a wedding a few weeks back, and I had a lift and everything. So I really rolled up my sleeves. I was like, right,
got in,
bring it on. Let's have this. I just moved jobs as well, and I was like, right then, celebration time.
Yeah.
No reason not to. I had a few beers, and when you have the meal and the speeches, so you're not up and about. Oh, I had a splitting headache at about 6 o'clock in the evening. I couldn't, just no more. Couldn't do it anymore. So I'm even getting a hangover when I'm out.
Oh God! This is why I definitely think there's more of a place for things like Fight Club, more of a place for things like the sober raving and all of that. And I'm looking forward to like doing a lot more of that next year because, this year, as I said, I missed out on quite a lot of events. And the good thing about the Fight Club events, even the like the socials that we put on after the Trinity events and all of that, like people aren't going out and getting wrecked. They're going out and having a nice time and, socializing. And, that's a really good part of it.
I think there's a lot of people, sort of reviewing their habits, their social habits, whatever they may be. We're not here to judge what you should and shouldn't be doing with your time. But there's people reviewing left, right and centre how they sort of... how far they take themselves nowadays, more so than quitting completely.
Yeah.
But people are experimenting. I hear it more and more. People are experimenting with having little breaks from doing whatever they...
And doing different things as well. And I don't know if that's like, you hear it, not... younger generations now, they don't hit the booze in the way that we all used to. So maybe that's kind of having an influence on a slightly older crowd. I don't know, but there's definitely lots of different approaches. And I think it's a lot more acceptable to have a slightly different approach to things now. And I'm fully up for embracing all of that.
Yeah, I think there's definitely seems to be a little bit of a shift. I mean, I think there's still a big old drinking culture with younger people, but I think people of our age are maybe a lot more of them are reviewing. You never heard anybody say it. I never heard anybody say it 10, 15 years ago.
No.
I'm not drinking anymore. The end for their you know, as a lifestyle
Well, it's always been like really like, you know, you'd be freaked out if someone said they weren't drinking. You'd be like, why? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? Whereas now I think it's a lot more acceptable. And I think also I do think this is going to be a big thing there's going to be a lot more press on this. Although I think it's, you know, you think about how like the way that smoking went and how, you know, it was all totally normal and part of everyday life and people were even encouraged to smoke back in the day and all of this. Well, I think that, you know, with the advertisers and the booze companies are never, God knows what's going to happen. But I tell you what is happening is more and more science, and it's becoming more and more obvious, the link between, you know, booze and certain illnesses. And, you know, I don't want to depress anyone right before Christmas, but like I think there's going to be more and more evidence and more in the press about all of that. So, yeah, the more breaks you can take for your body and give your liver a bit of a rest, the better, really. I mean, I'm not, as I said, we're not here to judge anyone, and I certainly enjoy a Baileys over Christmas, but I am going to make a conscious effort to rein it in a bit next year. And I'm actually looking forward to all the different things that you can do and all the different things that Fight Club are putting on, you know, to have fun without all of that nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way that people are sort of able to use Fight Club and various other bits and bobs, you know, sober nights, if that's your persuasion. Whatever your persuasion is, there's something for you now, whether it's a day party,
and it's
barbecue on in the summer, you know.
Exactly, and it's great that Fight Club are getting involved in it all.
Yeah, really good. I mean, so when we talk about lifestyle choices, I've discovered this this app called Yucca.
Yeah, I know it.
You know it? Mm-hmm. YUKA.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're talking about lifestyle choices, when you sort of look at giving up booze for a month or whatever, you're deciding to give up or to reduce or, you know, to make an effect on your life, that's something that you can quantify. You're like, I'm not drinking for a month, or I'm going to drink half, or I'm going to cut down from a bottle of wine to half a bottle of wine, or whatever. What we can't quantify, and I don't want to get into like a massive like debate about who's right and who's wrong, and I'm not a nutritionist and whatever, but one thing that this Yucca app has showed me is ultra processed foods are dodgy.
Yeah. And it's not just foods as well. You can scan things like products, can't you? Like body lotions and hair,
toothpaste,
all of that,
deodorant,
toiletries,
shampoo.
all of these things, and it tells you exactly what's in everything.
What's going on with this?
I know, but again, let's not scare everyone before Christmas. But download the Yucca app, and maybe in the new year, if you're planning to be a bit healthier or be a bit more mindful about what goes into and what you put onto your body, it's a good one.
I think it's not a case of, I don't know what to call it. It's a bit misleading. What you may believe is the right choice to do the right thing is what I don't like about what I'm seeing using this app. So basically, you download this app. It's free of charge. When you go around to do your shopping, wherever that may be, scan your regularly purchased items and you will be surprised. So it's not all about, it's not fitness tracker or anything like that where it's monitoring calories. It's just telling you whether it's got products within it that could be harmful to your health, right? That would be a fair summary, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it's quite educational. Let's say that. Should we leave it there? Let's just say. Yeah,
I think it's just about, bringing awareness to.
I don't know. You say you don't want to scare people before Christmas, but actually, I don't know. I think it's the right thing that people should know that what we deem as great stuff, we're not going to go into which products here.
Well, no, but I think the thing is you could be opening a massive can of worms here because then it goes down the road of, well, whose responsibility is it? Then we could bang on about the government and the regulators and the food companies and everyone who is basically making us all bloody ill by putting all this stuff in our food.
I think ultra processed food, I just become a little bit more aware of it than I ever was.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot more in the public consciousness as well.
Yeah, definitely. And this app allows you to educate yourself if you feel you would like to do so. This app is the perfect tool for that, I would say.
So what we like to do before we wrap up every podcast is just have a couple of recommendations to throw in there for some further reading or listening or viewing pleasure.
Let's say pleasure, yes. All pleasure.
So what's yours, Nick? What are you recommending?
Well, this is one of the best drum and bass clips I think I've ever seen on YouTube. If you wanted to introduce somebody who doesn't know what drum and bass is, this is the perfect clip. This is also the perfect clip to show what an MC does to a rave. It's absolutely phenomenal. So you've got Andy C, back in the day, Westfest, I think it is, in probably 2001 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, you got Skibadee in there, so it's always going to be special. And Andy C, you know,
My favourite DJ.
on vinyl.
One of.
You get to see, so basically in this clip, MC Skibadee is having trouble finding the arena. So Andy C starts playing his set. It's all blowing up in there. Then Skibadee turns up, literally gets hold of a microphone, takes his coat off, and they absolutely light this thing up. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. So if you want to show somebody what an MC can do in a rave, this is the clip for you. If you want to show somebody what drum and bass is, this is the clip for you. It is absolutely extraordinary, the whole thing from start to finish. It's about 6-8 minutes worth of Andy C and MC Skibadee at their very best.
So my recommendation, and I've only just spotted it this week, so I'm going to recommend it, but don't blame me if you can't get tickets for it because it's probably going to sell out. But I've got to say, just in case, so just announced this week, Goldie is coming to Bristol on the Saturday, the 26th of April next year at the Lantern at the Bristol Beacon. So it's celebrating 25 years of his iconic Timeless album. It's a live show with Goldie and supported by Submotive. So I am going to be getting online first thing tomorrow morning. So we're recording this on Thursday, the 12th of December, right? Pre-sale tickets are already gone live. The rest of the tickets tomorrow morning. So I know you'll be listening to this long past that date. So if you haven't got tickets, I'm just suggesting keep your eyes on Facebook. If it's sold out, or just get in touch with the Beacon or wherever, have a little look, see if you can get your hands on a pair of tickets for Goldie live on Saturday, the 26th of April next year. So it's been a while, Nick, but I think we've done a pretty good job of covering 2024 in the world of Fight Club Bristol. Looking forward to 2025.
Yes, I mean, yeah, there was an awful lot to talk about in not very much time, and we didn't want this podcast to just go on and on and on and on. So yeah, we tried to cut it as short as we could with the most amount of stuff to talk about. So yeah, we've quickly skidded over the top of 2024, and yeah, 25, here we come. So
yeah, absolutely. And thank you very much for being part of Fight Club Bristol this year, coming to the events, coming to the classes, being part of the socials, just getting involved. And thank you very much for listening to this podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone who's tuning in to here, or to the YouTube channel, or to our socials, and to our participants for coming along and supporting us week in, week out. We've had another absolutely amazing year, really. I mean, 2 years back to back, sort of, it's just been, yeah, astonishing. Yeah, so big ups to everybody who comes along every week, or if you pop in occasionally, we don't mind. It's always great to see you. So have a really, really great Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll be running Fight Club classes all across Christmas and New Year this year, Monday and Saturday. Monday 7:30 p.m. LA Combat, Saturday 9:30 a.m. LA Combat. So if you want to get away from the kids,
Burn off a few mince pies.
yeah, burn off a few mince pies, get away from your partner, have an hour to yourself, bit of music, just forget about it all.
Yeah.
Then, we'll be running classes right through at Lawrence Hill. And, you'll be teaching one or two of them at some point, won't you?
At some point, yeah. I have to check the old calendar.
Yeah, brilliant. So, big ups to everybody listening, and thank you very much for your support as always. And I'll leave you to say goodbye to everybody.
So just a big up thanks to everyone for being part of Fight Club Bristol this year, especially to everyone who's come along and supported myself and Kim as we started our instructor journey. Born with us as we've rolled out a few new combos and just really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for coming and supporting us along the way. And I personally cannot wait for 2025. There's so many good things to come. And let's have it.